Woohoo! It is Happy New Catalog Day. Wow. Welcome to my Tuesday Facebook Coffee and a Card Live. It is Tuesday, May 6th, 2025, and I am so happy to be here with you today. My name is Maureen Rolfes, also known as the Crazy Stamping Lady. I have been an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for over 28 years, and I love what I do. Today is mostly sunny here. We're going to have a high of 71. There's light, fluffy clouds up in the sky, and everything is green and starting to blossom. So it is a wonderful day to be alive. Hi, Doris. Glad you're here. I am here to help you find the joy of card making and paper crafting, to give you tips and tricks to make that easier and more fun for you, and then to encourage you to send out your beautiful creations to others to make their day. Please be sure to give me a hello in the comments. Let me know you stopped by. Beautiful weather in Iowa. Oh, I'm so glad. What glorious weather this is. That is wonderful. Glad to hear it. Let me know if you stopped by. I love to know it. And if you're watching on the replay, let me know that also. That makes me happy. Any comments or questions you leave, I promise to get back to you and respond to them. As always, I will be drawing from all of the comments on this video and giving away the card that we make today. So be sure to comment as often as you like. I want to know what you think. I like to know if you have questions. I am here to help you. So any comments left through midnight tomorrow, May 7th, will be entered, and I'll draw for a winner the next morning. Thank you, Doris, for sharing me. I so appreciate that. Congratulations to the winner of my last card, Francis Martis. Francis, thank you for watching and commenting, and that is on its way to you in the mail. Just remember, if you can share my video like Doris just did to a Facebook page, to a crafty group, to a crafty friend, let me know if you do that, and I will give you a bonus entry in today's drawing. Hi, Mary, glad you're here. I really appreciate when you do that. It really helps my small business. So let's get down to the table and get going today. Turn you around. Look at that beautiful green out there. Oh, just makes me smile. Okay, guys, this is me, Maureen Rolfes, the Crazy Stamping Lady. My blog is crazystampinglady.blogspot.com. My email is crazystampinglady@gmail.com. My Facebook is facebook.com/crazystampinglady. My YouTube is under my name, Maureen Rolfes, or I think you can search on Crazy Stamping Lady, and that will work too. And you can shop with me at stampingwithmaureen.stampinup.net. Reminder about our rewards program. Every online order you place that qualifies, and qualifying means it's a $20 or more order, will receive automatically 10% back in rewards for a future purchase. You can hang on to those rewards for a year, or you can use them the very next time you come in to purchase, which is what I usually do because I love that discount every time. But if you were saving up maybe for some big product that you wanted to get, like the glass mat or something like that, that would be a fun way to do it. Save up your rewards and you can get it for free. Get your account at stampingwithmaureen.stampinup.net, and be sure the first time you order that you opt into the rewards program. There should be a pop-up. We cannot start giving you rewards unless you opt in. It's just the rules. Actually, it's a law, I think, that we have to give you the opportunity to opt into them. So that's why we have that. No cards to share today, so I am just going to move right into stuff because we have a lot going on. So I'm just going to recap what I've told you before, what happens every month, and that's that you can earn a free card kit and class from me if you purchase from me in the month of May. Any $50 order will receive a 3 free card kit packet. $75 order will get those same 3 free card kits plus a bonus project. $100 gets 3 free card kits, a bonus project, and a half a pack of an embellishment. You get 1 kit per month, so whatever your highest order is that month, that's the kit you're going to get. Any smaller orders will receive a handmade thank you card from me, and all orders are entered into my monthly prize drawing. 4 kits that you earn this month. The June class will be held on Monday, June 9th, 2025. You can see I'm still living in the past. And that will be at 11 o'clock a.m. right here in my Crazy Stamping Lady Facebook page. I will mail those kits by May 31st because the 6th June 1st when I would normally mail them is a Sunday. So I plan to get them all out on the 31st. Unless anyone orders that day, then it might go out that following Monday. Okay, just starting with all that's going on. There is a brand new starter kit special. Guys, this is the best deal in town, so I want to let you know about it. Normally, if you spend $99 to sign up as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you can get, I got to remember how much it is now. We're giving you an extra $66. So yeah, for product. I'm not even sure what the normal is. Isn't that horrible? I should know. I say it all the time, but I'm drawing a blank. But for $99, we're going to give you an extra $66 in products. So the Stampin' Up! Kit costs $99. You get to go ahead and pick $165 worth of any products that you want that are available. Anything you want, guys. That is such a difference from when I signed up. We were not given that option, trust me, and it cost a lot more money. So this is an exciting deal. The great thing about signing up with the starter kit special is there's really no penalty for it. You sign up. If you love getting your discount and you want to continue on, you just continue purchasing. You have to purchase $300 a quarter to stay active. Your first quarter doesn't count toward that. So your first quarter is kind of a freebie. But starting with your second quarter, you would have to. So January, February, March. The second quarter we're in the middle of right now, which is April, May, and June. So by June, you wouldn't have to meet that amount to stay active. But the next quarter, July, August, September, you would. If you don't meet that requirement, you just get dropped off. That's it. There's no other penalty. So you can get the kit and then stop purchasing. You can get the kit and keep purchasing and getting a discount. You can get the kit and make it a business and get together with your friends and sell. It is all up to you. If you have any questions about signing up as a demonstrator, drop me an email at crazystampinglady@gmail.com. I'll send you the link and get you in there and answer any of your questions. So consider being a Crazy Stamping Lady with me and being on my team. That would be awesome. I have my paper shares going, and now I can show you pictures. So they are here on the screen. I have an annual catalog paper share, which includes a quarter pack of the beautiful gallery paper, the Boho Vibes paper, the Kintsugi Inspiration specialty paper, the Florals in Bloom paper, and the Turtley Cute paper. It's a quarter pack of each. Turtley Cute has a couple pages that are kind of hard to cut up, but I will make sure that you get as close as I can to a quarter pack of each of those in your kit. Most of them will be cut 6 to 6, except for that one sheet, and they will be mailed out to you if you need me to ship them. So the cost is $21 to get that quarter pack of all 5 of those papers. Or if you need it shipped, it's $29 because I have an $8 shipping fee on there. So that is option 1. I also have a May online exclusive release paper share, and there's 6 of those. So it's the Botanical Gardens, the Celebratory Sips, the Floral Impressions, the Lovely Garden, On the Go, and Woven Textures. You would do the same thing. You would get a quarter pack of each of those 6 DSPs, cut to 6 by 6 for shipping. The cost is $23 plus $8 shipping for a total of $31. Or you can do the I Want It All bundle, which is both of those bundles, plus you will get a bonus quarter pack of the online exclusives Flower Garden foils free of charge. So the total for that is $44 plus $10 priority shipping for a total of $54. If you are interested in any of those, drop me an email at crazystampinglady@gmail.com. Thank you to those of you who signed up already without even seeing the pictures of the papers. So impressed. That was so wonderful. Thank you. All of those papers for my first shares have been ordered already this morning, so that's exciting. I will keep this paper share open until May 31st. But do not send me a check or payment until I confirm that you're in, because at some point, if I can't get enough to fill another share, I might have to stop it. So I may limit it at that point. So, but for now, we're open. So let me know if you want the annual paper share, the online exclusive paper share, or I want it all option. Email me at crazystampinglady@gmail.com. And I have my in color offering. Oh my gosh, guys, thank you also to everyone who has signed up for this already. I am so excited about this with these beautiful colors: Secret Seed, Darling Duckling, Cloud Cover, Timid Tiger, and Strawberry Slush. Amazing colors, guys. They are so, so beautiful. You can get an In Color Club kit. So you get one once a month, May through September. Option 1 includes 4 sheets of cardstock, an ink pad, an ink refill, a Stampin' Write marker, 8 pieces of designer series paper, 2 pieces of the linen ribbon, 30 in color flat pearls, and a handmade card from me, plus a bonus of 4 note cards and envelopes. Each month you will get that for each of the colors. So for 5 months, 1 month you'll get one color, the next month, the next, and by the end of the 5 months, you will have that packet for all 5. That cost is $33, plus if I'm shipping it, $10 priority mail. So that would be $43, okay? If you want a full package of the cardstock, rather than just the 4 sheets, and I've had that asked for by a couple people, so I am now making that available. So if you would like the full package, the cost for this option 1 would be $47 plus the $10 priority shipping, because it would be a full pack of cardstock with it. So if you want to do that, that is great. You also have the option to add on the blends combo pack. So each month you would get the blends for your color. Okay, the cost for that would be $46 plus the $10 priority shipping if I have to send it. Or if you wanted to add the full pack of paper to that option, then it would be $60 a month plus the $10 shipping. So let me know what you're interested in. Drop me an email at crazystampinglady@gmail.com. I will give you all the details. I'll also be sending out this flyer and posting it on my blog, so watch for that. I did want to make a mention that there has been a problem with the Cloud Cover ink pad. It is not stable in our foam pads, and occasionally, because of chemistry and the way things work together, they have to drop a color, and they just have not been able to get this one to meet Stampin' Up! Standards. So for the month that you receive the Cloud Cover, instead of a full stamp pad, you will receive an ink spot that is empty, and you can re-ink it with the re-inker in your kit. So be aware of that. There's no stamp pad for Cloud Cover, but it will be an ink spot. Our ink spots are linen and not foam, and the ink seems to work perfectly with those. So that is the way they're correcting this to the best of their ability. So note that in your last month's billing, you're going to be charged $9 less because of the ink spot rather than the ink pad. It'll just be on everyone's last month's billing, even though you might get Cloud Cover the first month. It's just the easiest way for me to do that. I will bill you the beginning of every month once I know you are in, and we'll go forward from there. So very excited about this In Color Club, guys. I think you will love it, and you have options, so I'm excited about that. New catalog. I can actually open this on camera now. Look at these beautiful items in here. Just look. I haven't been able to open it or share it with you on camera until it goes live. We have a whole new little scrapbooking section in this catalog. We have a lot of ephemera, which I know many of you have come to love. We have classic spot sets. We have brand new stamps to play with. Just tons, guys, of beautiful items in this catalog. I'm going to share a couple things with you in a minute, but not all of it, or we would be here all day, and I want to be able to get on to our project. So that being said, I'm going to close this catalog and move it out of the way. And I'm going to show you a few of our designer series papers. Now, I might not have all of their names right because I don't really necessarily know them. Let me look at my pictures, see if I can figure them out. I am still learning them with you. So let me look at the backs of these and see. I think this one is Florals in Bloom. So these all would be included in your paper shares if you got your paper share from me. So there's one design, two designs, 3 designs, 4, 5, and 6 of these gorgeous papers. On the backgrounds are these more neutral designs, and on the front are these beautiful florals. So this is, again, Florals in Bloom. Gorgeous, gorgeous. This is part of the annual catalog paper share. And then we have, let me grab this one, another gorgeous one. This is Floral Impressions. This is out of the online exclusives paper share. So let me show you these. Actually, I was going to flip them the same way so you can see the backs as we go. These are also so very pretty. I love this fern one. I love greenery, so that one made me super happy. Just look at the gorgeous colors in here. And again, this is the backs of the papers, and then when I flip them over, you can see the fronts. Look at that. So I'm just showing you DSPs today, and not all of them, but because we are doing the Designer Series paper share, I wanted to be able to share that. So this is from the Online Exclusives paper share. And then we have Celebratory Sips. So this is part also of the Online Exclusives paper share. And it is fruit images and drink images and all these bright summer colors. It coordinates with the stamp bundle in the Online Exclusives. Look at these beautiful colors. I love this paper. Oh, that's a duplicate. Huh. I don't know where the other one is. It's somewhere. And I guess that's a duplicate. Sorry, guys, I didn't mean to duplicate, but I did. But you get the idea of how beautiful these papers are also. I was going through all of this last night because I just got my last pre-order, trying to figure all this stuff out, and it was crazy. I was up till almost 1 o'clock, but that's okay. Here is the Turtley Cute paper. So I wanted to show you this one. It's all these adorable little turtles. Let's see if I have duplicates in here, possible. Here they are all playing instruments. Here they are at the beach in a barbecue. Oh, I guess this is the same instrument one. I'll move on. This one, they're all at a birthday party. This one, they're out bird watching and in the garden. Here they are out on their bikes and for a summer picnic. And this one is also the cookout and the beach. So I do have some duplicates here too, but that's okay. You got to see different portions of them. Here is the flip side of those with all those adorable little turtles. And then this is the one that I told you a couple of the pages will need to be divided up. So a couple of the pages have all of these little images like this. I'm just going to show you these to start. They're just different images of turtle scenes that you can make by cutting out the turtles and adding them. And on the back, oops, is this design. So I guess that one I didn't show you with the music notes. Is this design with these beautiful polka dots. So for this one, you will get approximately a 1/4 sheet, but it'll be cut up kind of like this so that everyone can get their 1/4 sheets. But it is stinking cute, guys. And that is part of the annual catalog share. And then I'm just going to show you one more because this one is beautiful. And then we're going to actually craft with one today also. So this is the beautiful Gallery Designer Series paper. It's part of the annual catalog share. So just look at these gorgeous, I'm going to flip them for you in a minute, gorgeous designs in this packet. This one caught my eye immediately. It's got a lot of different images that you can play with and do things with. So there's the first 6 designs. Gorgeous. I'm going to turn them over so you can see the backs. Look at how pretty. These are great masculine colors, more subdued. A lot of them would be really nice for like sympathy or thinking of you. Just beautiful. So that is 6 of the designs, but there's actually 12 designs in this packet. So here's another scenery, another kind of old time sketchy. I don't know why this just makes me think of a Christmas card. I don't know what I would do with it, but that whole sketch on there is just so beautiful to me. These gorgeous wild roses, kind of like a wallpaper design. And then this beautiful scenery and this bowl of flowers. So these are very unique images. I cannot wait to play with them and see what I can do with them. And on the back, again, are more of those more neutral designs. So this, again, like I said, was the first paper that caught my eye. I knew I had to have it. And this is going to be part of the annual catalog paper share. So there's a lot more, but I just wanted to show you a few of them to give you an idea of what you might be getting in those paper shares. We are going to share another one in just a minute because we're going to make a masculine card today using the Textured Notes, I wrote card, but it's actually, well, it is a card, the Textured Notes bundle, which is a stamp set and dies, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. Here is the recipe for that card. I will bring it back out later in case you want to take a screenshot at the end of it and the card we make, and I will also post it in the comments of this video. So here is that Textured Notes bundle. I'm in love with it. You guys know I love foliage. It's just gorgeous for masculine cards. I think it is going to be just wonderful. It is definitely a thank you set. So it has thank you, a little note of appreciation, and you are seriously the best. But you could combine it with happy birthday, thinking of you, sympathy, any other sentiments that you might want. And then here's the star of this bundle, if you ask me. It's the Textured Notes dies. I'm going to take those out. This is the one I'm using today, so I had it flipped, but I can flip it back. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different rectangles it cuts out with a series of different borders on them. So you can mix and match those borders and it's going to look fantastic. We're going to be using this one that reminds me a little bit of kind of a basket weave border on it. But I love these. They're both feminine and masculine. These are going to work for so many cards. This is a great bundle. And so this is on the online exclusives today. So if you are ordering out of the new catalog, don't forget to look in the online exclusives because there are amazing products being introduced there today, as well as check out the kits. We're introducing 2 new fun, fantastic card kits today, which I plan to get both of them, and I will share when I have them because they are delightful. Okay, so that is the Textured Notes bundle that we're using. And then for this card, we're going to be using the Woven Textures Designer Series paper. Now, I thought I had pulled out one of each of these, but apparently not. Like I told you, it was late last night, so I will do that right now. Here is one of the designs and the back of it. To the second design, which is like a big old basket, and the back of it, which is woven lattice kind of. The third design is this deep, rich woven fabric type design. And then on the back, this kind of bumpy basket. I love these because these are made from photographs, and so they look so realistic on your cards and give you the impression that there's a lot of texture and it's just in the image. And then here's the fourth design of this basket weave, and on the back is kind of this burlap. This is a unique set of designer series paper in that instead of 6 pages, two-sided in each of, so you normally get 6 designs, 2 each of two-sided in a packet. For this one, you get 4 designs, 3 each. So you're still getting 12 pages, but you're getting a lot more, which is fantastic because these are so neutral and you'll be able to use them on so many different cards. So we're using this on our card today. That is also a new paper, and that one is in the annual catalog share, I'm pretty sure. Let me just check that since I'm saying it and say it correctly. Nope, I was totally lying to you. That is in the online exclusives paper. Okay, so this die we'll hang on to for a minute. Let's get out our pieces for our card. In this kit today, what we're using, we have a basic white envelope for our envelope. We have a basic beige A2 card base. This is 8.5 by 5.5, and it is scored at 4 1/4. This is not a Technique Tuesday where I'm teaching you a technique per se, although I will be showing you a couple fun techniques as part of this card as we go along. So pay attention to that and hopefully you can pick up on those. We also have a piece of the basic beige, if I can get it out here. That is, well, that's not it. Look at that. That is 3 1/4 by 4 3/4, which will be one of our layers. We have a piece of Mossy Meadow that is 3 by 4.5. We have a piece of basic white that is 3 by 4.5 that we're going to die cut. And then we have several pieces of the designer series paper. Actually, we're using these sides just like this. So we have a 4 by 5 1/4 layer for our card. We have a 1/2 inch by 2 3/4 for our card. We have a 1/4 inch by 4 1/4 for the inside of our card. And then this piece that we're going to decorate the envelope flap on our card. So lots going on here. Let's get busy. The main focal point of this card is going to be this layer right here. So we're just going to start right there with that. And the first thing we're going to do is kind of collage some sentiments onto the front of this paper. So I'm making a masculine card, and I'm using the sentiments that say a little note of appreciation and you are currently the best. We're not putting these as actual sentiments. We're putting these as collage on the background of this cardstock. So I'm going to take my crumb cake pad and we're going to stamp off. Well, that's kind of dirty on that side. I'm going to flip it. We're going to do it on this side. And actually, I'm going to put a piece of scrap paper underneath it too, so I don't have to wipe my mat off as much because we'll be going off the side of this. So here's one of my first tips is if you're stamping 2 images at the same time in the same color, go ahead and put them on one block. It'll be time saving for you as you go. Now I'm going to make sure these are straight because I haven't checked it this morning when I put them on. So I'm going to stamp it once onto my grid paper here, and they both look beautifully straight, so we're good. So I'm stamping it off once, and then I'm going to be stamping it onto this piece of paper, just like that. And you can see how much lighter that makes it, but this is just part of my background. I'm going to come over here a little bit more on this one, just like that. I'll come back over here, and I'm just kind of staggering this up and down the side of this paper for a cute little look on here. And those sentiments are perfect because this is a thank you card. So this is going to work for us, and I'll come back over here a little more. So now we have all of our sentiments on there. Really quick and easy, for our background. Now we're going to be doing a few more things on this background, so stay with me as we go. Hope you guys are having a great day. Bear with me a second. I need a sip of coffee, and I'm going to take that. So much going on. Keeping my mind wrapped around all this stuff with Stampin' Up! Today was a lot. My mind is getting old. Okay, so then the focal sentiment I want on this card is the thank you. And I'm going to use Early Espresso so that it's a little bit darker when I stamp it. So I'm going to stamp that once here on my grid paper. And you'll see how it is full strength. And then I'm going to stamp it one more off. And you can see it's lighter. I'm going to go with the lighter because even though it is the sentiment I'm focusing on, I don't want it overwhelming this background. So we're going to stamp it off just like I just did. Stamp it off once. And I'm going to place this up here like that. Now it overlaps those sentiments, and that is exactly the look I want. This is a collage look for the sentiments on the background. I'm going to stamp it off one more time. And I'm going to put this one kind of in the center right here like that. And then we're going to do it one more time. Stamp it off. And you can see that's still plenty dark with that Early Espresso for you to see it on the card. So now we're done with the background on this card. Let's set that to the side. Excuse me. Now we're going to add an image to this. So the image I chose is from the stamp set. It is this beautiful leaf type image, and I'm going to stamp that in Mossy Meadow. I'm not going to stamp off on this one because this is not the background. This is our main image right here on this piece of paper. So make sure it's inked up with my Mossy Meadow, and I'm going to come in here from the side and kind of frame that one thank you right there. And I'm going right over that background. So you can see it just overlaps that background on there. That's exactly what I want it to do. I'm going to set this out of the way for now. And then we're going to add a little more character to this layer in a couple ways. So I'm going to grab my dark lemon lime twist blend, and we're going to color in the leaves that aren't colored on here to give some contrast in that green. Now, coloring over a watercolor ink with blends, it can blur, so you want to be very careful to touch the borders as little as possible and not keep going back over them. So I'm just going to come in here, and we're just, in fact, I'm going to use my bullet tip because that's what I usually use for coloring. And it gives me a lot of control to stay within those lines. So I'm just coming in the lines, coloring that leaf to get that contrast. I'm going to do the same thing with this white one right here. And it's not, I mean, it's not that you have to be super, super careful, guys. You just don't want to be rubbing over that edge a lot to get it so it'll kind of blur. But just coloring it in works just fine with our stamp pads and our blends. This is my last one here. So now you can see we have a little bit of a contrast in that coloring. I'm going to move these pieces because we're going to make a mess in a minute. And that is what I wanted. And then I want to add, again, because this is a collage type background, I want to add a little bit of extra color from my blends. And I'm going to do that by splattering it. So hopefully I won't make too much of a mess. I'm just going to pull off my lid, and I'm going to flick the brush end of this against my lid on the inside here, and just kind of flick off some of that spots. You can almost see it better here on my scrap paper than on here, but it definitely is on here. Can you see all those little green spots and speckles? I love that look on masculine cards especially, or nature cards, of the little splatters. It will eventually ruin your brush tip, but you guys know I use my brush tip for coloring my ribbon, for coloring my gems, and for these splatters, and I use my bullet tip 99% of the time for my coloring. So usually it goes plenty long. My blends last me forever. I think I've only replaced like 2 blends since we got these new ones, and I use them almost every day. Again, my brush end will go, but I'll keep using the bullet end as long as I can. And then I want to add a little more contrast on here. So I'm going to take our dark, why am I losing my train of thought? I apologize when I do that. My dark crumb cake blend, and we're going to do the same thing. I am going to flick some spots of that crumb cake onto my card right here. All right, and that one you can see a lot more, which is nice. Can you see all those little brown spots? It is just finishing off that background look of my collage on there. And I love that look for nature things. I love that look for masculine cards. And yeah, don't be afraid to flick with your blends. You can do the same thing. I'm not going to worry about this too much. Just make sure nothing's wet because the blend's dry on there and they're not going to come off. You can also do the same thing with your markers. I don't tend to do it with my markers because I use my brush tip on my markers more for coloring, but I definitely do it on my blends because it works for me. Okay, so that is those 2 items. So now this focal point is pretty much stamped the way I want it to be stamped. I am going to pull out my little mini cut and emboss machine. And I was going to grab a piece of washi tape here just to hold this in place. So let me grab that. So I use washi tape. I have tons of washi tape. So I use that usually to hold my dies in place. You've seen me do that. I don't have any currently out because I reuse it over and over. So I'm going to pull a piece off of a roll here. And I'm going to just put it on my fingers, maybe put it on my shirt a little bit and pick up some fuzzy. I want to de-stick it so it's not so sticky. Because when you first pull some washi tapes off, they can be super sticky. So we're going to use this, and we're going to take our design that we did right here, and I'm going to take that frame from those frames right in this bundle, and I'm going to push it all the way over to my left side here because I want to get as much of that fern in the part that I cut out as possible. And I also want to make sure that thank you there is in there as my focal point. So let's just put this washi here to kind of hold that in place. And then we're going to take our other plate on top and run this through. Now you can see I'm running it a little bit at an angle. I don't want this whole thing at an angle. I just want the paper at an angle. Let's see if I can do that better for you. A little bit at an angle. When you hit with the edge of a straight line like this, it is hard on the machine and it's hard on the dies. So I try to angle it so it comes in at an angle. So this corner is going to hit first and then the rest of it. And that should work and make it a little less stressful on the machine and on the dies. Let's run that all the way through. So if you take a moment to do that, it is very helpful. And we're going to come out here and pull this apart. I'm going to gently remove that washi tape because it was pretty sticky. I'll use it again in the future. And each time it gets a little less sticky till I have to throw it away. And now you can see that gorgeous kind of earthy basket weave border on that piece of cardstock. I love that look, guys. I love it. I'm so excited about these dies. They make me so happy to have them in the offering for me. Okay, so let's get rid of my little mini cut and emboss machine, and we're going to put our card together. Let's grab all those other layers. So let's take our base. And what did I do? Oh yeah, I had to remember what I did on the inside of the base. So on the inside of this base, I am going to stamp thank you using that early espresso. And I'm going to use it full strength on here because it can be plenty dark on here. This isn't part of a background. I'm going to ink it up, make sure I have it pretty straight. And I'm going to stamp it here upside down on this side of my base. You've seen me do this before. It just works the best for me. It helps me to get my stamp very straight when I stamp it because it's closer to me on screen. And then when I flip it around, it's perfectly on the inside of my card. The only thing you need to watch when you're doing this is that when you put your card together, that you flipped it around and it's the correct way when you're putting your pieces together. We're going to take that tiny little 1/4 inch strip of the Designer Series paper, and I'm going to add some liquid glue to the back of this. Just like that. I think I forgot the liquid glue on my adhesives, but you know, you can use whatever adhesives work for you when you're making things, but I definitely am using liquid glue, so I'll probably write it on there before I do my screenshot of it. I'm just going to place that across the inside of my card here along the bottom and give it a nice firm press. And to me, that is a fantastic way to finish the inside of a masculine card. Now we're going to do the outside, and I'm going to use this piece. This is the opposite piece, which would also be kind of great. Oh, I see here, when I cut this, I got a little bit of a frayed edge. So since I'm giving you some tips and techniques today, let's see if I can file that off. So when you have little pieces that kind of got frayed on the edge of your cardstock, usually because your blades are getting a little dull, you can use just an emery board or a nail file. And I rub down against it to kind of loosen those fibers and then flat against it to even it off. And now those are totally gone. So I don't know if you could see them on camera, but they bug me and I try to get rid of them when they're there. So we're going to use this darker side of this, and I'm just going to take some seal. And this is one of the designs in that textured paper that I love. Actually, I think I love them all. I can't wait to play with them all. We're going to place this onto the middle of the front of our card base. And again, this base is basic beige, which is a pretty new color for us. I haven't used it a lot, but I think with the colors in this stamp set and in this color palette here, the basic beige works fantastic. Now we're going to take our other layer of basic beige, and on top of that, I'm going to layer my Mossy Meadow. And again, all these measurements will be in the recipe that I'll put back out at the end. So you do not have to remember them. I'll also post it in the comments. I'm going to center this onto that piece of cardstock and give it a firm press. Then we're going to take this gorgeous little piece that we collaged, and I'm going to add that right to this layer. And center it. I love the way that Mossy Meadow just makes it pop. We're going to take our small piece of this Designer Series paper and put some seal on the back of it. And then I'm just going to lay this side to side underneath that thank you at the bottom of my little fern here. It's going to cover the tiniest bit of the thank you up, but you can certainly tell that says thank you. I kind of wanted that just to show on my collage, just like that, okay? And then we're going to use a couple pieces of the new, this is brand new in the annual catalog, Basic Beige. Is it linen ribbon? I think it might be. Let's see. Classic ribbon, they're calling it. We're going to use this. So I'm going to take a piece that is probably 4 inches long to go around here. I'm just going to snip that. And on the back of here, on each side, kind of behind where that brown Designer Series paper is, I'm going to put a piece of, not a piece, I'm going to put a bit of seal so that I can stick my ribbon down. Oh, that's a little high. I'm going to bring it down a little bit. I want it kind of centered onto that brown piece of Designer Series paper. Wrap it around and bring it in on the other side and stick it on that seal again. So we're just adding ribbon. Now I don't usually add ribbon to a lot of masculine cards, but to me on here it looks fine. You're going to see what I'm going to do with it in a minute. We're going to take some of my extra sticky tear and tape, and I'm just going to tear off a piece and anchor that ribbon so that it does not come off my card. It probably wouldn't, but I am going to tie a little tie on the front of it, and I don't want that to pull this ribbon out. So I'm just anchoring it. I'm not peeling off the backing, leaving the backing because we're going to pop this up on dimensionals. And then I'm going to take maybe like a 3-inch piece. I'm doing it right off the spool, but if you were cutting it, probably 3 inches of this linen thread or linen type ribbon. And we're just going to tie a knot right on to that ribbon. So I just fed it underneath and then tie a knot and pull it just like that. So to me, when I tie a knot like that instead of a bow, it is a more masculine feel to it, and that works just great on this masculine card. We're just gonna cut off the ends, trim it up at an angle, and there we go. There is our little bow on there. Okay, so this whole piece now is gonna get popped up on dimensionals. I get to start a brand new sheet, guys. How exciting is that? We're just going to place our dimensionals on here. And I'm going to use several of them. So I'm putting them in the corners. And then I'm going to put a couple of them, one on each side here, because I want this to stand up on the card. And then 2 more in the middle. So I'm using a total of 8 on here, but that is not a big deal to me because I do want this to have that dimension of this whole layer standing up on the card. So we're going to peel off all those backings and then stick this onto our card base, making sure it opens the right way, guys. Double check that because you don't want your card being upside down and backwards. And I speak from experience. So, okay, so there that is on the front of our card. I'm loving it. We're going to add some of the brand new pressed flower motif embellishments. These are in the annual catalog. These are metal, so to me they're great for men. They have that kind of earthy feel. They are heavy, guys. They're not going to add so much weight that you're going to have to put more postage on your card, but they are substantial because they are made out of metal, so be aware of that. And they also have like a little flower pressed into them, but it almost looks like the spokes on a wheel. To me, it's not very florally per se, so they still work good for men. We're going to place a tiny one of these down here next to my thank you. And I'm putting my embellishments where there are no dimensionals underneath. I want that to be able to squish down, so when it goes through the mail, all of these parts, the knot on the bow, and all of my little gems will squish down and it won't have any problem going through the mail. It really does help. So think about that when you're doing your placement. I'm going to place one of these smaller ones right up here, just above the tip of that leaf. And then one of the larger ones down to the side from that over here by our thank you. Maybe up just a little bit like there. All right. So there is our visual triangle of our gems. So I've showed you a few things on here today. I hope you've enjoyed seeing how I put this together. The last thing we're going to do is decorate our envelope. So on the front of my envelope, I am going to take the thank you from this set. You know, you can see I trimmed my thank you down. You might have noticed that. It just had a lot of border on it, and sometimes that's hard for me when I'm stamping. So I trim it down, making sure not to go into where the sentiment is on the front. But it can sometimes make the top look a little wonky. It doesn't matter. As long as I can stamp it good and it looks beautiful, that's what I love. So we're putting that on the front. And then we're going to take this piece of designer series paper, and I am going to add it to the flap on my envelope. So to do that, when you're adding a piece of DSP, you need designer series paper that is pretty close to 2 1/4 by 5 3/4. In fact, when I do the 5 3/4, I go just a hair more because the envelope is just a hair longer than that, and I don't want it to show too much. So I try to go just a hair more, which takes it end to end on here. I'm going to take my liquid glue again, and we're going to place this onto the edge of our envelope. I'm just on the flap. I'm just doing a little bead of it, not very thick because I do not want this to ooze out, just like that. And then just a little more down the center to hold it. Now when I place this onto my envelope, I want to place it gently side to side. I'm going above the seam, so I don't want it on that seam because this needs to fold over yet. So I'm going right up to that seam, and that Tombow glue gives you a hint of wiggle room, which is super nice for something like this. I'm going to actually fold it before I cut it to be sure that it worked, and that worked perfectly. Now I'm going to take my bone folder and I'm just going to run this out toward all the edges. And what that does is it brings that glue that I had in there out to the very edges and reduces the risk of this coming off in the mail. And as far as I know, that has not been a problem. No one's ever told me. It is the envelope, so it's not a huge deal if something happens. But I want that masculine look on there. And then we're going to trim this off. I'm just going to take my snips and go right along the edge of that envelope, cutting off all the excess. And you can see that 2 1/4 is plenty because you have enough to cut off all the way around. It's just the 5 3/4 the other way that you want to give it just a hint more. Not even an 1/8 of an or a 1/16 of an inch, guys. Just a little tiny bit more to make it go end to end on your envelopes. And then after you cut that all off, this is how the flap of your envelope looks. Look at all that dimension on this paper. It really makes it look like if you touch it, you're going to feel all those bumps. I love it. So that's our envelope, guys. Here is our card. This is what I am giving away today. I'm going to bring back in my measurement sheet while I talk to you. So if you want to get a copy of the recipe with what we did, it is right here for you. Thank you for taking your time today to be with me. I really appreciate it. I hope you like the projects, the tips about adding the dimension to your card. I hope you liked seeing some fun new stuff out of the catalog. Next time I'll share a little bit more with you. I just didn't want to overwhelm you today with everything because there is a lot. Don't forget to leave your comments today and tomorrow for a chance to win this card. You have till tomorrow night to be entered, so I'd love to hear from you. Enjoy checking out all the new fun products in the new catalog, but don't forget to go online and check out the online exclusives and the new card kits because there is so much there. You can actually just choose the catalog that's under the Shop Now tab, the category that says new products, and you will see everything that has just recently been released. So that is very cool. There's also those 2 brand new kits on there, which are amazing. And don't forget, there are still some great deals on the last chance list. So if you are out there, check it all out. Take your time. There is lots and lots to look at. A reminder, if you are part of our Global Inspiration Stamp Team group, that we have our event coming up this Friday and Saturday. It is all about the new catalog and the new in colors, so you are going to want to join us for that. If you have any questions about that group, it is for my team members and my customers. Drop me an email at crazystampinglady@gmail.com and I will talk to you about it. And finally, I would love to have your business. If you are looking to purchase Stampin' Up! Products, or if you're interested in joining my Crazy Stamping team, or if you have questions on our products, or if you would like to come to a class, hit me up. I am here to be your creative coach. Any questions at all, please reach out to me by email at crazystampinglady@gmail.com. I plan to be back here on Friday, same time, same place, with some more creative inspiration out of the new catalog. So I hope you will plan to join me then. Till then, have an amazing day, everybody. Bye.